Hello and welcome to this edition of Daily Gainers, brought to you by Bootleg Macro. I'm Dustin. We're going to look at Chipotle today, ticker CMG. As you can tell based on the daily chart that we have here, no volume, no moving indicators, no anything. It was a big day for Chipotle. It broke over 2,000 at the high. It did not, or it looks like it closed even over 2,000 currently, which is an incredible feat when you think about what this means for this chart specifically. If we're going to look at the weekly here, we can see that this is updated only through the end of last week. So we don't necessarily have the big move that we have today included. We'll see what it ends up to be at the end of the week if we close over 2,000 by Friday. By the close, that would be a significant breakout on the weekly. We can see it because we look at the weekly sentiment here for Chipotle, and the red here is a representation of the bearish price action, and the green is representation of the bullish price action. So no wonder when the green is incredibly low and you only have 32%, is when we're essentially bottoming here in June of 2022. Now, what you'll generally expect on this sentiment indicator is that it will try to hold somewhere as like a mean reverting around 50%. So you can't really generally go below 40%. Now, there are catalyst events or breaking news or earnings or changes in leadership, whatever it is, that'll make you sometimes go below 40%, but you generally can't stay there for very long. You'll at least start to kind of hover back around. Sometimes you'll hit only up to 40% before you break back down. But it's the same getting to 60%. And right now in Chipotle on the weekly, we're at 60.7. So we just have to be really conscious that it's going to be tough to hold this level for a long time. We can see here on the daily the same representation. Essentially, we're getting that big, nice wave up and down. It does look like we probably have peaked recently at 70% bullishness, which is an incredible level, especially for a stock that's priced as it is. This has got to be institutions buying this generally. Now we can see that it looks like the bullishness is at least at 65 and probably going to fall. It'll probably come back down to 50%. Now, right now, bullishness seems to be very much in control. Demand is very much in control. So it doesn't even look like the average is going below 50 very much. But we're going to want to be conscious of what potential mean reversion we can see. Now, looking at the daily volume for Chipotle, again, CMG, what a day you had. 1.5 billion shares were traded in this single day. I mean, wow. What an incredible, when this volatility or this volume perks up, it's definitely going to be one of the bigger days. I don't know if we're going to see 2 billion or if we're going to see 3 billion or what it's going to be, but these are not uncommon days. We're probably going to at least hit 2.5, just like we did back in February of 2023. Wow. Now we'll look at the volatility. The volatility will generally tell you a lot because this is more of a derivative of price. So we can see that the blue here for the weekly, the volatility is rising while the correlation is currently falling. Um, and well, I wouldn't say the correlation is falling. I'd say the correlation is currently negative, but the correlation is actually rising, which is generally positive because if the volatility is rising and the price correlation is rising, the price can rise together with its volatility, which is exactly what you want to see. Let's look at the volatility here on the daily. This is an extreme level of volatility just because I think of the price of the stock. Right now, what we're seeing is it looks like volatility is probably peaking because the previous hills that we've had have essentially peaked somewhere around 30, maybe all the way up to what looks like 45 here potentially, but generally 40 is the highest that you're going to see. So it looks like we're probably peaking. Volatility is probably going to start falling. If correlation starts to fall, which it's currently positive, you would expect the price would continue to rise. So that's incredibly bullish. We'll look at the daily trade range here, the non-sentiment based trade range. As you can tell, Chipotle was an incredible big winner through today. It went completely outside of its range. The top of the range at one point was like 1857.51. Completely demolished it, which sometimes you will get this. There are multi-standard deviation moves that will happen in the market, and you have to be prepared because you need to know that sometimes they could go against you. So risk management, risk management, risk management. Now, looking at the non-weekly sentiment trade range for the for Chipotle again, it looks like we're already at the top of the range. I mean, one of the things that's the most impressive is when stocks will get to the top of their range and then they'll actually extend above it. You saw that probably here for Chipotle sometime, maybe it was in July of 2021. It completely extended above within about a week or so, very similar to what it's probably going to look like it did on this chart because it'll be somewhere up here around $2,000 if it closes there. And that's an incredible move by any stock. Let's go ahead and just look at the daily raw data. You can see it's essentially been a go long for a really long time. It's been a go long since the middle of March. I mean, that's when this thing really gave a go long signal probably in the middle of March at $1,600. Could have just bought it. And again, you saw the 1 day, 5 day, 15 day, 1 month go positives, 3 month, and 6 month. Once you see a rolling positive return for multiple time frames lining up with at least depending on what you have your go long signals, as well as what I imagine for me was incredibly bullish action. Yeah, I mean, I just wasn't paying attention to Chipotle, but this has been a winner for a while. Go Chipotle, keep crushing it. What do you guys think? Are you long? Are you short? Do you like it? Do you hate it? I probably won't buy any shares of this because I'm not paying attention to Chipotle. I'm probably going to trade some macro stuff with GDP coming out. But let me know. Should you take a position? What do you have? Talk to you soon. Would you
Bye.
be interested in learning how to build this exact same model right in front of you in the next 90 minutes? I teach you exactly how to do it. I'm going to show you the conditional formatting. I'm going to show you how to get the data for free. I'm going to show you how to set up your actual columns. And I'm going to show you how to use this to be able to look at any stock you want to with just a type of your fingers. And you don't have to pay for a dime of the data. All you have to do is put in a little bit of your own time to build a tool that you'll have for the rest of your trading career. At the Bootleg Macro Model Building course for all traders, you're never going to have to pay for another service again. You're going to finally be able to create your own analysis. You're going to be able to understand your own independent view of the market without having to rely on charts or indicators that everyone else is using. I'm going to teach you how to build something that is so personalized to your trading style. It'll fit you like a glove, and you'll see the market in a whole new way. Learn how to build your own model and take back control of your trading tools. Make yourself a better trader by investing in the tools you trade with.